Hey guys of the web, happy Easter! In Poland, Easter is the time we spend usually with our families and friends, but you know what, I got ill. I've got sore throat, something, this is my medicine actually, and I decided to spend 3 days home alone. Or should I say, in the studio, alone, testing some new software, writing music, playing the piano, and also talking to you. Welcome back. And actually there's a vid I wanted to do for you quite some time ago, and it's all about Acustica audio this time. People tend to hate or love Acustica audio, and I could not understand both love and hate so far. So you know what, I visited NobCloud, I decided to buy 3 second-hand licenses of Acustica audio software, and I decided to start using it to see if it's really so great or so bad. I also decided to compare it with Universal Audio plugins that I already have, because both Universal Audio and Acustica have got Manley massive passive emulation, Manley Vari-Mu emulation, and Pultec EQ emulation. This is what we're gonna test today, and this is what we're gonna compare today to see what's up with Acustica audio. All right, let's see the session I prepared for today's test. This is a track I wrote recently, a part of it. What I did is that I removed any mastering EQ and mastering compression from this track. So it actually does need some EQing and some mastering compression so that we can use our tools and we can feel any difference that's there. And I did one more thing. I cut some bass and the highs additionally so that our EQing is really heard. And well, first, UAD Pultec is here, then Purple by Acustica, which is the same emulation of the same unit. Then I took Massive Passive and Vari-Mu by Universal Audio, and then the very same Magenta EQ and Magenta compressor, which are also Massive Passive and Vari-Mu. And guys, what I'm gonna do first is that I'm simply gonna EQ the track using my UAD Pultec. I'm not gonna talk, I'm just gonna do it because this is gonna be my starting point. I know UAD plugins very well, and I'm gonna see the tone that I'm achieving with this, and then I'm gonna do the Magenta with some more talk, and then we're gonna compare. Yeah, that's more or less this, and well, this is Acustica. And well, there are actually 2 ways of doing this. I can reproduce the same settings I got on my Pultec, or I can simply try to do the tone of the track separately using Acustica. Both are the same legit, I would say, but let me just recreate what I have here on my Pultec, and let's compare this. Yes, I suppose that's it. Let's listen. Yes, and that's just exactly what I was supposing before I started the test. They don't really sound exactly the same on the same setting. First of all, UAD is an algorithm that's trying to recreate the unit in a fully digital way, while Acustica audio actually uses impulse response sampling. That means that the whole real analog unit has been recorded and you can run your audio through it, of course in a digital way, but consider it just, in short, a sampled version of an analog unit. And if you ask me, I would boost the highs a bit with Acustica, and maybe I would lower the low end a bit. Yes, they are roughly the same. But you know what? To make them really the same, what I would do is I would run a plugin doctor with both the plugins so that we can dial in the settings we've got here and see what's up. Okay, that's it. How do they look like? Exactly, that's what I thought. They are different. Can I hear it really? Well, somehow, yes. I had that feeling that Acustica is more around in the bass while it's not that present in the highs. But you know what? Let's try to even them right now using the plugin doctor so we can transfer it back to the DAW so we can hear them really work the very same, the most similar way. All right, let's say this is the closest I could get. Now let's transfer this back to our DAW. Yeah, I believe I did the transfer in the right way, and so now they should sound really similar, and this is the tone we can compare actually, so let's play it once again. Guys, they sound indistinguishable. They are absolutely the same to my ear, though the tweaks I did were different in the initial phase, right? And this is the first part of my real review of Acustica. I had the feeling still, maybe this is because I'm used to universal audio and I haven't worked with Acustica before, but somehow it's not that easy to get the tone right with this one. Also, it's lagging a bit because this is impulse response sample based. When you're changing any of the settings, it has to reload the sample it's using for the impulse response. This makes it lagged always. All the Acustica plugins are laggy this way, which doesn't of course help, but is it something that makes me stop using it? No. No way, because it does sound great. And well, for me guys, it's a draw, it's a complete draw, but a small plus on the UAD side because of its easier tweakability, at least for me. And that was the first part of the test, the easier one. The second one is gonna be more advanced and more difficult because I'm gonna get the tone right using this and this. And let's start again with UAD version. Here comes Vari-Mu. Yeah, I've made it work quite fast. This is a really slow compressor, so even on fast settings, it's still slow. And now we're gonna get into Magenta. And you know what? I'm gonna tweak it totally separately. I'm not gonna compare, I'm just gonna see if that easiness of getting the right tone is really not that easy with Acustica, because this is what I felt. And this is what people sometimes say. It's not easy to work with Acustica to turn its knobs. Let's see how much of it is true. And here comes the real pain of Acustica, at least for me, but I know it's for some people, some other people too. Acustica audio interfaces are weird sometimes. They are not clear. They are transformed versions of the real hardware. The way it's transformed, it's not pleasant for an eye and it's not clear for me as a user. So I have low filter here, low mid filter here. I've got HMF and HF here. This is left channel. This is right channel. I have to turn them all on first, and then I have to press channel link so everything's turned on. So now, yeah, this is massive passive by Manley. Of course, they don't have any license to use the real name, but, well, one more problem with Acustica, and this is really a problem. Their name schemes, the way they are naming things, they called Pultec purple, though the panel is green. Purple because Pultec is a similar word. On the other hand, they called Manley magenta, which is true for the Manley color, but the panel here is ruby red. And it's always like that with Acustica. Strange names for strange units. And as they are sampling real units, I mean that the color schemes, the naming schemes, and the layouts could really be closer to the originals. I know it's possible without breaking any licensing stuff, because there are many emulations that are close to the originals. They are not named after originals. Look for some wave, slate, and blah 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 stuff. There's a lot of it. Why is Acustica like this? I don't know. It doesn't help. But anyway, let's try to tweak it. Really, Acustica is not predictable. Small tweaks do different changes, and I lack some logic in the moves I am making, and this is not the point that I got used to universal audio. The band gains really respond in a different way. The boost of 3 decibels is gonna be something else in the HMF than boosting 3 or 5 decibels in HF, for example. I don't know why it's like this, but I don't really feel very confident while tweaking Acustica, and I cannot get the nice sound of Manley here too quick. I have to tweak it more. Okay guys, this is it after like 4 minutes of tweaking it. Let's go to the compressor. I forgot. There are a couple of models of compressors here. There's Manley Slam Fat, there's VoxBox, and there's Vari-Mu in compressing and limiting versions. C1 is the normal compressing version of Vari-Mu, so let's go for it. Yeah, that was a quick one. And maybe one more remark to all of those who say that Acustica can't do compressors, because I hear sometimes if you use Acustica, just simply go EQs. They're great at EQs, but it's not possible to make a good compressor using impulse response and Volterra kernels and stuff. No, it's not fully true. This compressor sounds very musical, and I think it's really good. Anyway, it's the time to compare our results. I'm really surprised because I set the tone almost the same, and I thought that Acustica is misleading me somewhere, I don't know where, but no. I mean, I really like the taste of the tops from Magenta. It sounds more analog to me. It sounds really crispy and really there, while UAD is bright in a cool way, but it's not the same attractive and nice to me. Yeah, there's some difference in the mids as well, but you know what guys, I'm gonna do the same thing I did before. I'm gonna open plugin Doctor and I'm gonna try to copy and even the settings there. Alright, I transferred the settings and let's take a look. Yes, they are different. Again, Yeah, I told you that I heard some cool mids in the UAD version. It's here in the very mid of the screen, and the rest is kind of different. The bass is different, everything's different. So what should I do now? Let's adjust magenta to the UAD. Okay guys, this is the closest I could get, but I have to tell you that the settings are really quite different. And yes, I had this feeling before that Acustica is not easy to tweak, and I could see this in the plug-in Doctor, that different bands react very differently to my boosts. 5 decibels on HMF or LMF is not the same 5 decibels boost on HF. Acustica is way less predictable for me. Anyway, these are the settings I got, and I'm gonna transfer them back to my DAW now. The transfer is done to my DAW. Now's the time to listen. The settings should be matched, though Acustica is still missing something in the mids, higher mids, that should be there, but it's not there. So I don't care what plugin Doctor shows me, I have to get it right, so I have to correct it. Okay, maybe now it's gonna be more comparable. Now the settings are matched to my ear. I'm not gonna transfer them back to plugin Doctor, and that's the end of my Acustica test. And well, I'm ready to sum the things up. Acustica audio. Do I hate it or do I love it? Well, both, and it surely did not leave me neutral. What I really don't like and what causes pain while working is the interface, is the layout of the plugins. It's kind of far away from the original sometimes. The namings, the color schemes, it doesn't really help. Also, well, it's less predictable sometimes, like with Magenta EQ. I mean, the tweaks, the boosts are kind of unpredictable. I cannot grasp full control over what I'm doing. Well, it doesn't help. It does not really help. But it sounds really fantastic. I mean, the tops, I especially liked the tops of Acustica stuff. And well, it was simply better than universal audio for me. It sounded really crispy, really alive, and really kind of analog to my ears. Though UAD are absolutely amazing, and I knew it already. The lags, yes, it is lagging. Because it has to reload samples. Well, yes, it is CPU heavy. And yes, Aquarius system and Nebula system are kind of difficult, hard to understand sometimes, though I think they started really trying to make it all simple and more user-friendly last months, years, I would say. Yes, there are some great promos now. You can buy Acustica on discounts. And well, will I use it? Yes, probably I will, especially purple EQ, because it sounds absolutely amazing and it's easy to tweak. I also like the magenta compressor. To me sounds really the same as my Vari-Mu. The Magenta EQ is amazing, but it's really hard to work with. The user experience of this thing is not the easiest one. So yeah, probably it's gonna be both love and hate relationship, and I can probably both highly recommend you Acustica tools and tell you beware of these. That's it for today, guys. Hope you liked it. Get back soon for a new video. Bye.